So Anuzarg,
Yeah.
what for anybody who may have wandered in halfway through, what were you doing in game one and two?
I was doing Fun Day. First match was trying to do nukes and Zeus,
Mm-hmm.
but then halfway through I just realized that I don't have any ability to rhyme. So, but never mind. Fade just killed me at that time, so I was saved the trouble from rhyming one more time.
Okay.
So the second one I tried doing a one base carrier, and void rays kill carriers. I just realized that. I thought the interceptors would actually
Uh,
kill the void rays.
well, it's pretty much the carrier is like the ultimate A move unit. And against other things that also A move, it's pretty awesome because stuff will just shoot the interceptors and ignore the carriers. Unfortunately, the I would actually say that rather than micro increasing the effectiveness of the other units, any micro at all decreases the effectiveness of your opponent's carriers by a dramatic amount.
Mm.
Like if you start shooting down the carriers, they're just not that good. That's basically what was happening there. I almost thought you had his void rays for a second though, and I was really surprised. I was like, oh no, he's lost four void rays out of nowhere.
Fade,
But
welcome back.
oh
And then
yeah,
suddenly we have prismatic alignment, and then that carrier is like out of the sky.
yep.
He just boom disappears.
So Faye, to bring you up to speed here, we are currently talking about games one and two. Let everybody know what topics you picked. Oh, you've got 5 minutes. Your data's talking to you. Oh, okay, sure. Go ahead. We'll just keep talking to Anuzarg, and I'll keep track of what the questions were, and we'll go ahead and switch back to you as soon as he's done. So, oh, hey, Trumpet. Nice to see you, man. Also, let's see here. What was the next thing I wanted to ask? So, we had the for fun games, the first two, and then what did you want to do after that?
Well, then I went when Fader like he went off and did something. I went onto chat and I asked them for any requests for this next game. Me suggested I do like a Baneling drop, and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Mm.
Then Phoenixes showed up. That wasn't Overlords die very quickly to Phoenixes. And then I just tried getting roaches, getting hydras, trying to get as much as I could, and then, well, I think I got very hopeful when my roaches actually managed to enter his base. That was when I thought, okay, let's just do a base trade, and then all of a sudden, from nowhere comes zealots, and the phoenixes retreat and they start lifting up the roaches, so that the zealots are like killing the lings, and then the roaches fall down and they kill the roaches. And then all I have is hydras. And lots of drones. And some diplomatic power.
Yeah, I gotta say, from what I gathered from Fade's comments immediately after the match, I think the Zealots were kind of an accident. Like, I think he intended to just mass Phoenixes, and then he suddenly built like 9 gateways. And then he kind of didn't have any money for Zealots, which was kind of funny. But still, and then that army showed up, and I was thinking, that's the one thing a Phoenix can't do anything about. Unfortunately, it's like a ton of Zerglings because they just can't lift them all. But it was interesting nonetheless.
Boats are very good against Zerglings.
So then we
I
had the
realized those.
surprise comeback at the end where you simply asked him to win and it worked. Which was funny. Thank you for that. It reminded me a lot of some funny
Oh, come on,
stuff.
my God. It's a
But
good day to laugh today.
so King Sejon's Station.
Last one.
That was crazy. But run us through what happened from your side.
So first, I was thinking, okay, let's just go 14-14. Let's just try to get some links out so that in case if he does something funny and aggressive, I will have like speed links to deal with it. And then I just forgot to research metabolic boost. And so I was like looking, hey, I have so much gas. Let's upgrade to a lair. And I realized that my links are slow, and then metabolic boost hasn't been researched yet. So that was why the stalkers were like killing off so much. And I was lucky I had a base like at the third. So that was like when I saw the pylon in my natural, then I just called the drone to build a third, and I guess it helped a little bit, helped delay the death a little bit. But after playing these 4 games, I can conclude that Fade is very good at this game.
He's
He has
very
enough
good.
time. He can get into Grandmaster. I'm sure of that.
He'll be the most unique Protoss player in Grandmaster, though. Like he doesn't really play normal. I mean, the only normal things I've seen him do are cheeses. Like any time he's not proxigating or cannon rushing, he's doing something crazy, and it's neat to see. You know what I would really like to see at some point is I'd like to see him play against a Kadwa. I think that would be a very nice matchup. They're both very much crazy players, and they're both Protoss, which is
I thought the crazy one was Tinker Tonk.
he is too, but he's actually gone back to playing standard recently. He's trying to improve his play. And no, but Kadwa is a legend, man. You gotta follow his stream and watch him play. And granted, he's like a silver gold level legend, but he does some crazy stuff. I've seen him mass carriers, hiding him in the corner of the map for a 25-minute game, like just playing with other units just so he can delay time until he has carriers. He does stuff like that. It's really neat.
I suppose the way to help myself will be to practice more. I wonder if I should just join like Fate's Lara Clan or something.
You probably can. I'm pretty sure that's open to the community.
But unfortunately, I don't really have much time over like the weekdays. That's unfortunate. But yeah, if I ever get a chance, I would just like try practice even more.
Yeah. You know, if you want, you can always messaging somebody who like him or anybody else that you know. It's always easier to get in games with people like that you actually know. I've noticed. Like you can play games fast. You can just say, "Hey, let's play until 15 minutes and then we'll start a new game." And that gives you the chance to practice a lot of early micro and macro. So that's a good way to knock the rust off, by the way. If you haven't played for a couple weeks, I did this with the Probe Toss yesterday. I went and just played 4 PVZs against him. Well, he slaughtered me every single time because he's actually been playing. And he's a lot better at ZVP than I am at PVZ. So it was a little bit demoralizing, but he did help me get back into the game somewhat. So very grateful for that.
Yeah. Usually what I do is just to play against the computer and all that.
I could do that, but the computer behaves strangely, like to me. It doesn't behave like a normal person, so it's awkward. It doesn't feel like a good warm up to me. If you enjoy it, it's fine, but it's interesting.
Right.
Anyway,
Fade's back.
Are you back, Fade? Are you still talking to your dad? I think he's still talking to his dad. Let's keep killing time. So what have you been doing with your stream lately?
Well, lately I've just been randomly streaming about playing all sorts of random games. I haven't actually focused on something yet, so it's quite random, and I don't like it that much.
I see.
I'm trying to practice my speaking because every time I rewatch my vlogs, I'm like, my ears are getting killed by my own voice.
Well, that's a good thing to work on. I mean, it's I think anybody can be a good speaker as long as they don't have something that actually prevents them from talking right, like a physical defect of some kind. And even then, those can be overcome. So it's just that's really good to do. Just keep practicing it. You'll get better. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you'll see it.
Thanks for the support. Thanks for the support too, Fade.
I would say that if you can, try to. I'm not capable of doing this because I'm kind of overwhelmed with the number of stuff I have to do already for show matches and whatnot. But if you know somebody who's good at speaking, try to have them listen to you and just try to have them give you specific tips. Not oh, it doesn't sound good because of this reason. That won't help. But just little things, because it's a big gradual process. It's like getting good at StarCraft. It's about the little things. It's not about big stuff.
Yeah. Talking about that, I wonder if we can have the next show match with me against Fade again, because right now I'm looking through my email and I realize there's very little silver players about.
We could do that. It's up to you if you want to or not. I'm sure there's plenty of silver players we could dig up from somewhere for you to play.
There's none.
They're not exactly rare. But
But we also need a.
If you want to play him again and he's okay with that, that's fine. Are you there? Oh, did I lose everybody?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, good.
Anuzarg.
You're back. I'm like constantly paranoid that my Skype is just gonna start doing that weird memory leak thing and just drop the call.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
it's been about 2 hours, so I need to refresh it soon.
Yeah, I think we lost everybody else.
Ugh.
So, how are you? How was your week?
I was really busy. Um, to keep the details simple, there were family issues that required my sisters to fly in from out of town. So
Oh,
they were hanging out over at my house, and
family
so
visit.
I got to watch my nephew for like an entire day, which was interesting. We played a lot of Super Mario World and Super Mario 64. The kid is surprised. Yeah, they're both gone. They're, he's surprisingly.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, technical difficulties. We'll be back with you in a few moments. Ring ring.
Yay! Good. We also have Fade back now.
Hey,
Right,
great.
right, Anuzarg, hit the if you're gonna type a lot like that while we do this part,
Yeah, I just mute myself.
hit the mute button. There you go. Unfortunately, your keyboard is easily as loud as mine, so it's rough. But anyway, yeah, don't worry about that, man. It's totally fine. Basically, what I did is I went ahead and asked all the questions I'm about to ask you to Anuzarg. So we're doing a two-part interview here, I suppose. So, the first thing we would like to talk about is game 1 and 2 because you guys were doing something pretty unique for that. So let us know what restrictions you placed on yourselves for those games and what you thought of them. So go ahead, Fade. And we'll have to wait for him to do that. While we're waiting for him to type out his response here, Ace AI asks, if Fade wins most of the time, how come he's not in GM yet? Well, maybe he doesn't play enough.
MMR, all that silly stuff.
You have to play.
I suspect he's the real Ender from like Ender's Game. It's like this guy's been playing StarCraft as a retirement job.
He's too busy. He can't be bothered to do that anymore. I guess that's not always true. According to Fade, he said, "Oh, I just YOLO mode. I practiced that build like 15 times on ladder and won twice. Ouch." Well, there's your answer, numbers. When you do crazy things, they don't always work. In fact, they may often not work at all. That's rough.
When in doubt, YOLO mode.
You thought it was hilarious, though. Well, you know what? Fair enough, it was. So the first game, what was that? That was the double expand before getting much gas, I think. Is that what you did for that one? And the second game, I didn't. The second game was what? That was against the Protoss, so that was the Void Ray carrier thingy.
No, that was the attempted proxy 2 gate, right?
Oh yeah, the attempted proxy 2 gate. That was great. I'm like, I have no idea what wins in this situation. I'm like, well, the answer is the proxy gate wins if he actually cannon rushes, but if he cannon defends, it apparently doesn't. There you go. We learned. We learned something, guys. Okay, so he just had some builds that he was playing around with. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and move up to the third game. So the third game on the list, I think it looked like you were going for mass phoenixes in that game. And you seemed like you had something to say about it immediately afterwards. So I'll just go ahead and turn it over to whatever your comments are. So from Fade, he has said yes, or rather, yeah, it wasn't really fun day. Okay, I already read that. Yeah, macro was really bad that game. I can't macro and micro phoenixes. Don't blame you, buddy. It's they require an intense amount of APM to actually do that, and believe me, I sympathize on that. But he saw Puck do it versus Petraeus. Oh, okay, so it was inspired by a pro game. Neat. Definitely worked out pretty well. Ah, he lost. Puck did, that is. Okay. He lost, but... Chat is talking about using cats in pillow fights for some reason. But yeah, he lost, but that was because of fungals and him clumping the phoenixes. Oh, okay, so it was just kind of an unlucky micro mistake. Unfortunate. Or rather, a good shot from Petraeus, depending on how you look at it. Kappa Star League. I don't think I've... Oh, Nathanius' thing. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard of that, but there you go. All right. That was that game, and then you gave the win to your opponent, so we could have a fourth game. And then in the fourth game, what was your plan for that one? Since there was so much going on the other side of the map, I actually didn't see too much of what you did with your buildings that game. So if you could give us an idea of the build. It was just a straight 4-gate? Okay. Okay. I was going to a 4-gate, and did you not? Did it not happen? Ah, he was debating. Ah, you were trying to decide whether to go into 4-gate blink or just standard 4-gate. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. He says, but I was winning. So he just went for it. Or he said YOLO and happy face. All right. That does it, I think, for the main portion of this. We'll go back to Anuzarg for this real quickly. Any shout outs you want to put out there, which is your own material or leagues or people or whatever, go ahead and do that now. Anuzarg, you're up.
Okay. All right. No shout outs needed. No shout outs. Anything Fate wants to give.
All
You
right.
see him typing. Just a shout out that cats are really awesome.
They often are. Yes. He doesn't think he has any shoutouts, but yeah, cats are awesome. All right, then. I guess Zero and I will do ours. Zero, you go ahead, and then I'll close it out with my stuff.
Nothing really crazy here. Just twitch.tv/0lambda. I haven't been streaming much lately. I work 2 jobs, but soon that may change.
Oh no.
So we'll see
Such
what
a
happens.
depressing reason for it.
It is a
I'm gonna
depressing
go
reason.
follow Zero now then.
But, you know. So.
Popping over
Oh,
to Twitch.
Shade sends out a shout out to Dave Sprite. He's a pretty fantastic guy who's unfortunately not here at the moment. But it says thanks to him.
That what happened?
His PVT is probably his best. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, let's see here. For me, it's pretty much just I have a YouTube channel by the same name as the Twitch channel you're on right now. I play all sorts of games that are not StarCraft there. If you want to find the VODs for the Day Night Show matches, you can find them at www.tinyurl.com/daynightsS. And also my Twitter is at Omega Korath. You can find me there talking about StarCraft matches, setting those up, retweeting random pictures of cats because I enjoy doing that, and talking to my friends about random anime that we enjoy. So if that last part bothers you, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do anything about it. But it's that's pretty much my set of stuff, and of course the most important one. Thanks to the viewers for sticking around and watching us today. Oh, me, ZRQ Otter. Trumpet was in there a little bit earlier, as well as Ace AI. You guys are fantastic.